Hey there, this is episode 10 of my Bayonetta series, and this is chapter 9, Paradiso, A Remembrance of Time. And in Bayonetta there are three realities, or realms, that we can fight in, called the Human World, Inferno and Paradiso. And right now we are in Paradiso. And this chapter, and the chapter after this one, are both dedicated to Paradiso. And they are both a bit harder and a bit longer than most other chapters, in my opinion at least. I think this one is about 15 minutes in total, and the next one is maybe even longer, I'm not sure. But they are long and they are hard. So that's the main thing about them. There's a lot of anti-gravity and platforming in these chapters as well. You have to navigate this whole Paradiso world, which is a bit hard at times. And here is the first Alpine, which is an out-of-body battle, which is basically just a normal battle, but you will look extra shimmery like that, because you're out of your body. All you have to do is equip the Gaze of Despair accessory and it will be like a normal fight. Right, now we're back in Paradiso. And as I said before, there is a lot of anti-gravity. So now we are fighting on this globe, where we cannot fall off. And there are some tougher fights later on, but right now it's not too difficult, I think. And this is a bit of a special fight. All we have to do is run away from this golem and beat up a bit of angels on the way. And since you have witch time, you have some extra time to get some combo points. If that golem hits you, you will instantly die, so be careful for that. But I made it. And this, verse 5, is one of the most frustrating and most difficult fights in this chapter or in this game. This one took me a very long time to do, and I am pretty upset that they included this in the game. that they made me do this. You have to fight 4 of the most difficult enemies in the game at once, while a golem is attacking you from above in this small, very bad arena, not made for fighting. Okay, there were 3 enemies, not 4. Here they all are, 3 at once. But anyway, it's just ridiculous. I mean, 2 gracious and glorious and 1 fearless at once. With the golem above you. If it was just a gracious and glorious and the arena was a bit better, it could have been a bit better, but right now it's just, oh my god, I hate this fight. Anyway, I got one of them through a torture attack, and even though that might be a bit cheesy, in the tougher fights I don't have the willpower to do it normally. I just want to end it quickly with a torture attack. Like here. I had gotten this far and I did not want to have to redo this fight one more time, so I just ended it right here and right now. Plus the torture attacks grants a bunch of combo points, so it's usually a pretty effective finish as well. And here I was pretty nervous to see if I had gotten the score, and luckily I did. Because I think I had to beat that fight like 5 times before I got the score requirement. Not only do I have to do it perfectly with no damage and within the time, you also have to get enough combo points, which I did not get like 5 times in a row. And that made me very upset, because then I had to redo the entire chapter up until that point every time I failed. So seriously, fuck that verse, I hate it. Now we're fighting 2 Johns at the same time, with 1 health bar each. So this could either take an hour or 5 minutes, depending on the day you play it. But for me this time I don't think it took that long. Also because I had the best weapons for these fights, and because I had fought Jeanne so many times by now, I was pretty good at her. So I got one of them, and then I just used the Durga's explosion, because it deals incredible damage. So you can defeat them within seconds. You get some extra combo points if you fall through all of these. It's not necessary, but I like to do it anyway. When you do get down there, there is a really difficult battle. And every time you fail you have to redo this falling sequence, so you get pretty tired of it by the end. Like here, 3 joys after that fall. Joys alongside the Gracious and Glorious are really difficult, and fighting 3 of them after that fall is not very kind of the game developers. Every time I fell down here I had to redo that entire fall. That's why I use torture attacks a bit more than I should perhaps. Because I was so stressed and nervous about having to redo everything. I just want to end it quickly and efficiently. Wow, I use 3 torture attacks in a row, which isn't very stylish, but if I try to redo this fight, I wouldn't use any at all. Because now I'm probably a bit more confident fighting Joyce, but back then I did not want to mess around. We are at verse 9 now. We have to destroy these statues and defeat the angels within. Anyway, we are fighting a golem now, which is a pretty difficult enemy. He attacks really fast and strong. You have to really be aware of all of his attacks while you are fighting him. And what makes it a billion times harder is the fact that he is at the end of the chapter. And as I have mentioned before, if you fail, you redo the entire thing. So I was pretty stressed at this point. But it's not over yet, you have to run back a bit for one last Alfheim, I'm pretty sure. The Alfheims are never that scary because the game saves right before you enter them, so you can retry them as many times as you like. So even if the Alfheims are a bit harder in the way they're designed, they're not stressful because you have as many tries as you like. This one is just limited kicks and punches, and for that I always use the Durga and the Shuraba because of how powerful they are in as few strikes as possible. And I already beat them. There might be another wave, I'm not sure. Yes, there are. One joy. I think that's it for this chapter. I think that was every fight. And there is one more Paradiso chapter, as I said earlier. And there it is. These are probably the hardest chapters in the game. There are like 2 or 3 fights that are extremely difficult and frustrating. But other than that, they're one of the better chapters, I'd say. Anyway, that would be it for this one, and I will see you in the next episode, which will be Paradiso, A Sea of Stars. So, bye.